Hey, what's up? It's Symphony here. Subscribe to my brother Mr. Creepy as Hell channel, and when you're watching his videos, make sure you stay in one piece. Peace, peace, peace.
I dread every time Christmas comes around. I hate the holidays. I hate the festivities. I hate everything about Christmas. And the reason is not because I'm a Grinch or a Scrooge. It's because that day is the day that I lost my family. My name is Christopher, and I'm 30 years old. But this happened back in 2006 when I was 12. What I had to go through on Christmas Eve of 2006 was so traumatizing that every time I see the word Christmas, it sends me into a shock and brings back that horrible memory of that night. Especially that man that was dressed up as Santa Claus, something or someone who brings joy and cheer to kids whenever they're being good, the guy who delivers presents. But this guy delivered nothing but heartache and pain and grief. And he's the reason why my life got so messed up. On December 24th of 2006, I remember it just like any other day. I was with my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister. We were a really good family. Of course, we had our problems here and there, but overall, we were a really good family who loved one another, who cared about one another. I was the middle child. My sister was the oldest. My brother was the youngest. My brother was 9. Of course, I was 12, and my sister was 16 at the time. We were sitting down watching movies, having hot chocolate, as it was cold outside and snowy. I believe at the time we were watching Santa Claus Comes to Town. That used to be one of my favorite holiday movies, but not anymore. When the movie got done, it was nearing 1 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Our parents wanted us to go off to bed so we can get up early because we were going to go ice skating. So all three of us went into our separate rooms and we head off to bed. I was happy. I couldn't wait to go ice skating. It was something I look forward to every year. We do it as a Christmas tradition where we spend time with one another. But what I didn't know was there wasn't going to be any ice skating the next day. I was asleep for about an hour when I heard a loud crash downstairs. It sounded like someone crashed into the window or something. I shot up quickly in my bed and I sat there for a moment listening to make sure I wasn't just hearing things and what I heard was legit. Sure enough, I heard another crash downstairs. I immediately got out of my bed. I opened the door and I slowly walked downstairs. But before I could even go even further, someone grabbed me and took me into their room. It was my oldest sister. Shh, be very quiet, okay? 2 guys just broke into the house. Okay, I did try calling 911, but the line seems to be disconnected. You guys gotta be very quiet, okay? I'm gonna see if there's someone I can go down there and try to get mom and dad, my sister said with a shaky voice, on the verge of crying. I turned to my right and I saw my younger sister. She was balled up and whimpering and crying, which I didn't blame her. Random people in the middle of the night breaking into someone's house, it would make anyone scared. And believe it or not, I was a little scared. I told my sister, okay, but you need to be careful. Whoever it is down there, they may be dangerous and may have guns or weapons of some sort. Just be careful. I will. Just take care of our younger sister right now, okay? I'll be right back, she said to me. But what I didn't know was that would be the last time I would see my big sister alive ever again. When she went down there, I comforted my little sister as she kept on crying. She didn't say much of anything. She just kept on whimpering and crying. And I could tell she was very scared, which I couldn't blame her. I was really scared myself, but I was trying to keep it all together for her. It felt like 20 minutes had passed since my older sister left the room, and I was getting concerned about her. She hasn't returned or anything, and I don't know what's going on. It still was eerily quiet downstairs, despite hearing 2 windows being broken in in the front living room of our house. I didn't know what was going on, but I was starting to become more anxious about what was happening. As much as I wanted to go down there and check, but I didn't want to leave my little sister alone. So, after about 20 more minutes, I decided to check to see what was going on down there. I turned towards my little sister and I said to her, "Okay, listen, I'm gonna go downstairs to see what's going on. Listen to me very good. I know you're scared, but you have to stay right here. Don't go anywhere unless you hear either my voice or your big sister's voice, okay? I need to see what's going on with your big sister, okay? I'll be back, okay? I promise you, okay? I love you, alright?" She nodded her head in agreement, and I walked slowly downstairs to see what was going on. It was eerily quiet, like I said before. There was no sounds, nothing. As I walked around the place to try to look for my sister and my parents, which I couldn't find them anywhere, I went and I looked for my sister, and when I got to the kitchen, that's when horror started. Laying down on the floor with their pool of blood surrounding them was my older sister. She was laying there lifeless as blood was just pouring out of her. I refrained from yelling because I didn't know if there was anyone still in the house. I quickly ran past her body and I went into my parents' room. When I went into my parents' room, I saw something even more horrific. There, laying in the bed, was my parents, and they had two big knives stuck in their chests as blood was seeping down from the bed onto the floor. I already knew that they were dead, just as dead as my sister. I wanted to just lose control, and I wanted to just go off, but I couldn't because my younger sister was still upstairs. So I slowly left my parents' room. I couldn't call 911 because, like my sister said before she got killed, our landline was mysteriously cut. I slowly went upstairs to try to get my sister. When I went back into her room to get my sister to try to escape the house and try to call for help, I was met with something horrific. The light in my sister's room cut on, and it revealed a man with an axe, a man dressed up as Santa Claus. This man looked psychotic. He was a tall man, and he had this evil, piercing smile, and he laughed in that low-pitched Santa Claus signature laugh. And he held up my sister's dead body, my little sister's dead body, and he said to me in this cold, chilling voice,
"Ho, ho, ho. I hope you love the gift I created for you. It's a lovely work of art called The Dead Deceased Family That Died on Christmas Eve. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Christopher. I must be on my way. Consider yourself lucky that you weren't a part of my art."
After that, the man dressed up as Santa Claus broke a window in my sister's room and jumped out of the window. I didn't do anything. I was in shock. I stood there, processing that I just lost my whole entire family. The only thing I remember next before blacking out because of the shock was officers breaking down the front door, and some of them were coming upstairs, and they were talking to me, but I couldn't hear them, and I blacked out. I later found out that one of the neighbors called the cops after seeing that strange man dressed up as Santa Claus breaking into our house. But it was really tragic. My mom, my dad, my two sisters, both of them lost their lives. I was never the same again. I remember getting treatment, and I remember going through a lot of therapy, but there was no amount of therapy that would ever make me feel the way I feel about Christmas again. I hate that holiday. It's a dark reminder of what happened to my family. Losing my whole entire family on Christmas Eve. A holiday where it should have been about being together with your loved ones and spending time with them. But no, I had to lose my family on Christmas Eve. Here I am, 18 years later, and I still hate that holiday. I dread that holiday. Anytime someone mentions Christmas, I start shedding a few tears. And the worst thing about it, to this day, they still have not caught that man that killed my whole entire family. So, if you're out there and you're listening to this story, don't worry, you will be found. And you're gonna be dealt with. You're not gonna get away with what you done to my family.